Broadcom beating estimates on the top and bottom line, but reporting lackluster fourth quarter revenue guidance. Mizuho Americas desk-based analyst Jordan Klein joins us now for more on Broadcom's latest quarter. Jordan, it's good to see you. So Broadcom reports the initial reaction here during the after hours, not great. We're down about almost 6%, but give us your take. What did you make of the print, Jordan?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I mean, in a nutshell, I would characterize it as just not enough. As you point out, they beat this quarter's revenue, but the upside was all their software business. It was not the semiconductor business, and that's going to be a disappointment. I think more so what you pointed out, the reason for selling in the aftermarket was the weaker guidance. So, semis are, for sale largely the last few weeks, and I think this is going to create more selling pressure tomorrow and in the near term. The good news is that they raised the revenue they expect from AI from 11 to 12 billion. But from talking to investors heading into this report, that was well expected. So unless the CEO on the call can speak to, an acceleration or improvement that they see beyond the October ending quarter, I think this is going to kind of be one of these names where people, pull a little bit of money and rotate into some other areas of the market.
Hey, Jordan, it's Julie here. Does this also illustrate or maybe just remind folks that aside from AI, the rest of the chip business is still pretty commoditized, still pretty cyclical? And are we going to see Broadcom and other companies whose majority of their business is still not AI sort of be penalized here?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're learning and seeing more of throughout this recent earnings season, is that outside of these GPUs or custom silicon areas that, these cloud hyperscalers are plowing a lot of CapEx spending into, the broader trends in in semis have not been great. And if anything, in areas of like industrial and auto, they're weakening. Memory slowed a bit from being white hot earlier in the year. And I think you'll hear from the CEO on the Broadcom conference call that areas like storage, industrial, and just traditional networking still are kind of bumping along the bottom. One area that I'm keen to hear about is their business for Apple, where Apple is reportedly going to build more iPhones this year than last year. See how they sound there. But yeah, that's why I think you're going to kind of see more muted reactions tomorrow, if not a rotation from semis, which we've been seeing, because these results are just showing investors you're not getting the kind of upside that would drive more money into the sector, and they see probably better opportunities near term in other areas of tech or the broader market.
Jordan, there's a lot of bulls on this name in the street, and partially, they'll often come back their confidence in the C-suite here. I'm just curious to get your take on CEO Hock Tan, what you make of his leadership, his strategy, his execution, Jordan.
Well, I would say he's best in class. Outside of Jensen at NVIDIA and Lisa Su at AMD, he's right up there, if not on par with those CEOs. He's been with the company a long time. He's delivered execution year after year consistently. If you look at the stock returns in Broadcom versus the semiconductor index, it's pretty much trounced its peer group. So that's why I don't expect, even though the results are underwhelming, to see a lot of these big, large, chunky investors, for example, these bigger mutual fund holders, panicking, doing anything to move away from Broadcom. Again, the stock's had a great run. It's up a fair amount this year. It may pull back near term. You're going to see kind of the more faster momentum money shift out, thinking there's a limited catalyst. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people put their faith in Hock Tan. He could say some things on the call that kind of help the stock maybe tomorrow versus where it is now. But that said, again, I don't think he can pull a rabbit out of a hat and change the fact that the guide's just below where people were expecting.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jordan, do you think there's anything strategically that he can be doing differently, or is this just a matter of some of their end markets are just not great right now?
Well, that's exactly what you just said. It's some of their end markets are not great right now. He's going to talk a lot about strength in the software business from VMware. They're taking out a lot of costs. They're raising, the average revenue per user or customer by selling more to the existing customers. I think overall he'll signal we see better times ahead. We're still extremely positive and bullish on the growth from the AI segment. Investors kind of know that, expect that. I think he reaffirms that. That being said, there's one thing people are kind of hoping and waiting for. I don't think we'll hear it on the call, but he's going to get asked, and that's, do they have another large cloud hyperscale customer that they're going to build and design a chip for? And they've got 3 right now, and there's a lot of talk that they could win or get a 4th. And again, he doesn't really show his hands or his cards on a conference call for earnings. But if he signals anything like we're close to signing something or working with others and just be patient, then I think that investors would buy this weakness quickly. But outside of that, I think it's going to be kind of a modest pullback, at least near term.
All right, this Broadcom call starts in about 20 minutes. We'll be listening. Jordan, thanks so much for being on the show. Appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you.